Hey there, welcome back to my channel, LeeBeeBuilds. My name is Aaliyah, and today I have another speed build for you. And as you can tell by the title of this video, it is a Hobbit Home. This is probably the most creative build I've done in a long time, and so that's really exciting. However, if I'm being honest, I built this a few weeks ago now, like a month ago maybe. Yeah, it definitely isn't the most recent thing I've built. And I actually recorded the footage before I even started my YouTube channel, which is kind of funny. But I didn't want this video to be the first one on my channel. And then I kind of forgot about it for a little bit. And then I was looking through my library on the gallery, and I was like, oh shoot, I totally forgot about this build. And so it never made it onto the gallery because I am not uploading my videos on the gallery until I've put them up on YouTube, because I just want everything to come out all at once, or at least within like a day of each other. So I was like, okay, wait, this build needs to make it onto the gallery, so let's upload that footage. And so I edited it and sped it up, and this is what we got. It's actually kind of funny because this is it's probably the first, maybe the second video I had recorded, and so I could tell when I was editing it how much I've already learned and grown, which is really interesting. I just was really bad at recording at the start. I had issues with when I wanted to save the game, or if I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, instead of pausing the recording, I would like let it play, and that just causes so much more work in the editing process. Like, it's so much easier to just minimize the screen and click pause on the recording device to have to edit it all out, because it just took a lot longer than it should have. But this build didn't take me that long anyways, so it wasn't that bad. But if it was a bigger build, I probably would have abandoned it just because it's too much work. I have a lot less time right now for recording and building and playing The Sims, because I just recently started my new job. It's just a summer student job, so it'll be done by the end of August, but I am working again, which is great, fantastic. Getting that money is really what I need right now, especially if I want to eventually get eco lifestyle, or long-term goal, a new computer. But long-term goal, probably won't be able to afford that this summer, but we'll see. My birthday is coming up, so maybe that something can kind of go towards that. But anyways, sorry about this build. I've just kind of been rambling on. So this is a Hobbit Home, and I think it's really cute. It's very rustic, and that's kind of the vibe I was going for. And obviously the landscaping is pretty intense on this build. There's a lot of plants and flowers. Most of them are in debug though, so that saves a lot of funds for the house, which is really useful. Otherwise this house would have been like 30 grand more than it ends up being. So this home ends up being around 65,000 simoleons, and it's only a 1-bedroom house, so it is still a little pricey, but it's just a Hobbit home. It's not supposed to be like a starter home. It's supposed to just be a fun build to do, right? So I wasn't really aiming to keep it under a certain price. That wasn't my goal of this build. And the packs that I used in this are Discover University and Realm of Magic. There's a lot of Realm of Magic in here actually, because I felt like it really fit the vibe of the house I was going for. Like these cabinets here in the kitchen, I think they really fit the vibe of that rustic kind of Hobbit vibe I wanted. So I stuck with Realm of Magic for that. But there's also city living at some point, get together, Parenthood, laundry day, which I'm pretty sure is just a rug I used. Should have just chosen another rug so that it wouldn't get tagged as laundry day, but I'm pretty sure it's literally just one rug, but whatever. Like I said, this was kind of filmed or recorded a little bit before I started my YouTube channel, so I hadn't really thought about or planned for people who might want to download it on the gallery. I just kind of was going crazy with packs. But honestly, I do that a lot, let's be real, all the time. I have a plan to only use like 3 packs, but then when I look at the end, I'm like, okay, I used 7. Whoops. And sometimes it's only like 3 items from a pack or something. It's like, ugh, couldn't I have just like used a different item? Never could have. But I'll try to be more conscious about maybe keeping a pack limit down, but it's also just fun using all the content that I have. I mean, like, I paid for almost all of it, so use what I have, you know? And it's all just for fun. But yeah, like I said before, the landscaping is pretty intense on this because of, well, the roof, all of the roofing had to be landscaped because it is a Hobbit home. And then I also put a lot of plants like here at the front to kind of just frame the home a little bit and make it kind of like fitting in with the roofing. If the roof wasn't as intense as it is, I probably wouldn't have put as much landscaping in the front of the home. The only thing that really bothers me about this build is literally that I had to like use the terrain tool to lift it up on lift the ground up on the sides and the back, but it just kind of like, it's really frustrating that even when you do that, like the back of the house, it's like this huge like cliff drop, and then it's like flat ground in like wherever I built this. I honestly don't remember where I built this, but like it's just like flat ground past there. It's just like, I wish I could like manipulate the world terrain just so it doesn't look stupid and like a random little bump with a house in it. Like, it's just not realistic, because in Lord of the Rings, where this house would be featured, it would be like this house is literally just built into a hill, an existing hill, not a hill kind of appearing out of nowhere to put a home in. That's just something that bugs me about this, but there's not much you can do about that, so it is what it is. And yeah, like I said, lots of Realm of Magic in here. I felt like it just really fit the vibe of the home I was going for, with the different knickknacks they have on like the shelving and the bookcases. And then there's a fair amount of Discover University. I feel like those are the 2 packs that are more heavily featured than the rest. I think those are really the most heavily featured. I think. Like I said, I built this a while ago, so this voiceover is really just based off of what I watched when I was editing it, and so it's been a minute. But I thought it was really cute, and it's definitely the most creative thing I've done in a while in The Sims, because I do like making just like family homes. That's one of my more recent speed builds is actually a family home, and I think those are the kind of homes I like to plan, so that's the kind of builds I like to build. But I've kind of been experimenting a little bit more with modern builds, so clearly this is not a modern build. It's clearly not. It's very much not. It's definitely a more rustic countryside Hobbit vibe home. But yeah, I always find homes like this a little harder for me to furnish, just because I don't know a lot of homes like this in real life to kind of base it off of. But yeah, I'm glad I finally getting around to doing this voiceover and eventually the upload onto YouTube. And I'm glad I'm finally doing it, because it's just kind of been existing on my laptop for a while now, and I've just kind of like forgot about it. But this house, I really like it. I think it's really cute, and I think it really fit the style of home that I was going for, and it would have just been a shame if I never did anything with the footage, because I eventually, if it were really any longer, I would have forgotten about all this footage, which would have been just disappointing, really disappointing. So yeah, it's just a 1-bedroom home, and this little nook off of the bedroom is just it's gonna be an office. So there ends up being a little office nook, a bedroom, and then a living room, and then a dining / kitchen area. So it's definitely not a huge home. I originally had intended for it to be in the tiny home category, but it ended up being just too big, and then I didn't feel like pushing it, so I just kept it as a normal residential lot, which is fine by me. And my eye is so itchy. I'm so sorry. I have no idea why. Whew. So weird. Oh my gosh. I just gonna take my glasses off for a second. Oh. Does that ever happen to you where you're just like in the middle of something and then all of a sudden just something just like bugs you? Like, it was itchy. Why was my eye itchy? Like, that's the weirdest thing. But yeah, the skill building items in this build are pretty basic. Like, there's an easel, chess table. I almost called that a logic table because that's really what its purpose is. There's gardening, and there's a flower arranging table, and there's bees. That's not really a skill, but there's bees, so you can collect honey. I definitely thought it was a great idea to do the garden. I figured it would be like a little flower garden or something. I think that would just fit the style of home pretty well. I mean, like, this entire lot is surrounded by plants and flowers, so just the idea of it having like a little flower arranging table just felt pretty realistic. And but yeah, this is actually coming to the end of the video now, and so yeah, if you liked this video, please hit that like button and leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any thoughts on videos I can do in the future, please leave them in the comments below, and I hope to see you in my next video. So thank you so much. See you next time. Goodbye.